I'm your host, Annie, and I'm here with my bestie, Ashley, and we'd love for you to join us as we discuss all aspects of spirituality and wellness. So sit back, take a breath, and let's get spiritual. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Let's Get Spiritual.
What's up? We're in a new room and I don't know where to stare.
Yeah. Guys, we've had some crazy life things just happen and everything's changing. Our lives are changing. The rooms here are changing.
Facts.
They're going to keep changing because there's more changes coming.
Oh, you guys don't even know the things that are coming up.
Yeah, we have growth in both of our lives happening. So we are recording less frequently, but we're trying to stay on top of it.
Correct. We will get to a regular schedule, but we have stuff we need to settle down with in our lives. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all positive and all amazing. And we thank you all for listening to us. I'm excited to get into this episode because we're waiting to do this episode because it kind of also brings along some other guests that we can have.
Correct. Oh my God. We had one guest so far. She was amazing.
Yeah, she was. I mean, my teacher.
Literally. Yeah. So but we have some awesome people that we want to get on.
Amazing guests. And this week's episode is on the Clairs.
Yes.
And if you don't know, they're also called the Clair-Senses. So we have our 5 physical senses. We can see, hear, touch, smell, and taste. The Clairs are our non-physical senses. So things that happen or that we experience that are kind of outside the body, but still affect our physical senses and still are related to the physical senses.
Easiest way to explain it real quick. Your gut feeling.
Yeah.
It's just one of many, but that's one most people will know. Or
you feel it in your body, but it's something that's happening outside our physical selves. So these senses exist within all of us. They are our birthright. And they kind of get turned off as we grow older or dimmer as we grow older. And sometimes one or more of these Clair senses stay with us into adulthood. So there's varying opinions on how many there are. We're not here to make a decision ourselves. We're just here to discuss the most common ones.
Yeah.
So some say there's 4, some say there's 5, some say there's more than that. We're going to start with the basic ones.
I was going to say the basic B ones.
Yeah.
That are
one,
just,
clairvoyance, which means clear seeing. So this is when someone gets visions of the past, present, or future through their mind's eye. So it's kind of like a daydream. It's someone who's able to see beyond the range of ordinary perception and vision. It's unexplainable how someone can perceive these events, but it just is.
Yeah.
Most psychics.
I do that too.
I know. Most psychics have clairvoyance and that's their dominant intuitive sense.
Shout out to the Lehigh Valley medium, by the way. I work for him and he totally has clairvoyance. He sees not necessarily past present things, but his guides use certain visions that he would just know that that's what this means.
Exactly. And they see I have here symbols or people or different situations that have happened or have not yet happened. And they just see it kind of in their mind's eye. Mm-hmm. So these visions are not obtained by any ordinary channels of eyesight, perceiving, or even reasoning. It's not necessarily known how this comes into our mind's eye. And sometimes it's a picture image. Sometimes it's a scenario played out in the mind or a metaphor for something that's currently happening. Like a clairvoyant might see someone carrying a big pack or a large bundle, and they may interpret it as oh, you have a lot of weight on your shoulders right now.
I kind of almost feel it's how I interpret the tarot cards. I don't necessarily go exactly by what that card might mean, but stuff that's happening in that card to me signifies
standing out to you.
Yeah.
They're coming up to you. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. And the next one is clairaudience. So that's clear hearing. So this one I think you're kind of familiar with. We'll get into that a little bit more. But this is when someone hears sounds or music in their mind's voice. So it's almost like someone is talking in their mind, but it's not their own voice and it's never harsh or critical. It's usually soft and just one of very few words, a very quick message. Mm-hmm. This person may hear beyond the normal range. And again, it's pretty unexplainable how this is happening. The sound can seem like it's inside your head or next to you, but not from anyone or anything physically around you that you can see. So yeah, that's another pretty common one. But again, these are all some of the most common. The next one is Clair-Sentience, which is clear feeling. So this is when someone can feel someone's emotions or emotional pain. Many of us experience this when we have that gut feeling. So this is like what you were talking about, or when we get chills, like out of no apparent reason, there's just our bodies having reaction. Many empaths are clairsentient because they can feel what someone else is experiencing, whether it's happiness or frustration or pain. And it's like so intense that they feel like it's their own feelings that they're feeling in the moment. So when you walk into a room and you can feel that the energy is off, or you get the chills, or just like that feeling, that's one of the most common ones, because I feel like everyone can talk about a gut feeling. Like, I just knew something was off.
Exactly. That's why I was like, easiest way to explain stuff like that, your gut feeling, the stuff that you can't explain why you know or feel something, but you just know it.
And it's just happening.
And you ain't going to F with it. Like, you're like, no, this is it. This is a thing.
The thing.
Yeah.
So up next is claircognizance. So this means clear knowing. So this is a little bit different than the gut feeling. This is when a person just knows something or someone, or about a someone or a situation. They don't know how they know, but they just know it. It's like a download of information right into the brain. It happens kind of like a lightning bolt. It's just like, boop, now I know this. I didn't know it, but now I do. Most people are unsure of where this even comes from or how you became aware of this. You just simply know this information now. This one feels a lot like those intuitive feelings, but it's like deeper than a feeling. It's like such a strong sense of knowing that it's unexplainable. The clairsentience is the one that happens in the gut and body, and the claircognizance happens in the mind. So like, I have an example where the clairsentience, like, wow, my gut really feels like something is off. And the claircognizance is like, no, I know something is off. Like, I'm not even feeling
and maybe even knowing what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we should definitely not go this way or not do this. So this one requires a lot of faith, because there's often no practical reason or body feeling that's giving you. You're not hearing anything. You're not seeing anything. It's just like, I know. Or explanation as to why someone suddenly knows something. It makes you feel a little bit crazy if this is one of yours.
They all make you feel a little bit crazy. Let's be real.
Yeah. So there's clairgustance, which is clear tasting. This one's kind of like an interesting
That's one. Weird. Not weird. I shouldn't ish on someone's thing, but that's different.
Yeah. It's, again, I think these are all like heightened senses, like they're ones outside. So this one's someone who has the ability to taste something that's not there physically, and it comes like out of the blue. And like, I've kind of had that where I'm like, wow, I can literally taste how good this meal is. Or like, I have, it's a Portuguese word. It's called saudade. And it means like, I have a longing for like something random. Like, remember 3rd Street Chicken and Ribs? Yeah. Literally where this building is sitting right now.
I was going to say, I'm like, where we are?
Yeah. I, first, all the time, I'm just like, oh God, I can taste it. And I wish I can taste it again. Like, and you almost physically can taste it in your mouth.
That's wild.
It's weird. So the examples are like, maybe you suddenly taste a dish that a loved one who used to pass would always make for you, or a beverage that you shared with someone like a long time ago, and it just reminds you of that person. It's basically,
I'm glad I don't have that, because like, if it was like 3rd Street Chicken and Ribs, you can't eat that anymore.
I know. It's sad.
You can't even like go back to revisit the physical thing.
You can't bring it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's basically the ability to taste something without it being in your mouth and without using that physical sense. It's weird. Interesting. Not weird.
Yeah. It's like, the weird is the wrong word.
Yeah. It's not weird in a negative sense. Just like, not the usual ones that are discussed. Yeah. So then there's clairalience, which is clear smelling. And this one is kind of more common, I think, more than the gustance one.
Yeah.
But it's the ability to smell odors that don't have a physical source. So you might smell the perfume or like a cigarette smoke.
I was totally just thinking that there's times where I can tell my pop-up is around because I can smell cigarette smoke.
Yeah.
Like, okay, pop-up, come with something better. Like, but I know it's you because it smells like cigarettes.
Yeah. So it's like that like essence of a person or a loved one, or just energy that's around you that you're picking up on that isn't, you can't physically see.
Yeah.
So this smell might connect us with like a past memory. Like the smell of cinnamon might take you back to a memory of when you were a kid, without being there, and like, or any cinnamon around you, you get brought back, you smell it and you're brought back.
Don't be standing near something with cinnamon on it, like, being like, oh why not? Like, no, girl or boy, you're just standing next to a cinnamon bun. Like,
So the most common version of this, Claire, is the ability to smell a loved one who's passed. Or if you like walk into a building, you might smell a fire, and there might have been a fire there that took many lives like a long time ago. So I know there's a lot of like psychics that will walk into a building and be able to say what happened here many, many years ago. And I think this kind of plays a role into that.
Yeah, I agree.
So all of these senses are within us and we're born with them. Even if you don't feel like you relate to these, they can all be developed over time. Just like any ability, there are ways to practice and connect with yourself to strengthen these abilities and to tap into them more. Their direct connection to spirit and the divine. Like if this is anything more about, like we talked about, our spirit is not our ego. It's outside of our ego. And the ego is our physical bodies. And those are our physical senses. But in the spirit sense, that's our spiritual body. And these are spiritual senses.
Yeah.
And that like, it's one of the most ways because I've experienced some of these. I think I have a few of them. But like, it makes me feel so spiritual, like so connected to the divine and to everything that exists outside this like human life. And I'm sure you've had that.
Oh, most definitely. Like we were just talking about it. I just did a reading for someone. Shout out to her, by the way.
Yeah.
Listen to us. That's how you found us. I do not know this person. Literally. She doesn't even live in our state.
Oh, but first off, we haven't had our guest come up.
What guest?
Our little pop-up.
That's because we're in the new room.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's confusing. But she named it. She suggested a name.
Oh, what was the name?
Sterling. Because
oh my God, that's right.
Dog. Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. So well, let's not say it a lot because I don't want it to come back because it was annoying for like visuals.
Yes. Anyway, back to our new friend.
But yeah, no, she doesn't even live in our state. She lives literally across the country.
Our state.
Yes, and then she lives in California.
Yeah.
I don't know her.
Same.
And I did her reading, literally like slapped it together over the weekend. If you're listening, I did obviously not just like slap it together. You saw what I sent you, but for me, it's just like text, pictures, send it out. Cause I do have clairaudience. I can hear. I probably have more than that because I can hear
have, like, the knowing as well.
Yeah, I definitely have the knowing. I have like the I don't know how to explain it because it's weird. Like I just know stuff. Like part of her reading, I thought I knew what I was going towards, and then it like to clarify something that came up turned into a whole nother thing. And I literally sat there. I literally took a hit of my bowl because I was like, this is a lot. And my brain is I was not thinking this was going this way. And as I was sitting there, I was like, oh, okay. And like, I just knew kind of
where it was
what that was like going. And yeah, I mean, people see me talking to myself probably a lot. And sometimes because my memory sucks, but I'm totally not always just talking to myself. So
I would like for you to share some more of your experiences for our listeners, because I think there are other people out there who have similar experiences.
Yeah. And you are absolutely right. I do believe that all of us are born with these abilities, but because humanity
and life,
there's a lot of times where our parents or our adults around us as we're children, they like tell us we don't know what we're talking about, or you're being silly, or, people that, that can see spirit, their parents like, it's scary. Don't do that. So like,
especially young kids, if there's ever a child who says, I see someone over there, listen, I believe
like consistently, if they do it and like they're known to fib, maybe ask them follow-up questions. Don't tell them no right away, but ask some follow-up questions.
Explore that.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't always have to be scary. Like people always just like, ooh, but I'm sorry. If I pass away, I'm going to want to be near my loved ones.
Right. And sometimes it's scary to other people because they don't understand it.
Yeah.
That's why it's scary. It's not scary because, it's scary. It's scary because you don't understand it. It's unknown.
Yeah. And like, definitely if your kid ever says that, explore that.
Ask questions.
We'll come check it out.
Yeah, honestly, that's all. Ask questions. Like of all of the things that my parents were, my mom especially, like she didn't shut that stuff down right away.
Yeah.
She was open to like listening or whatever the case was. So I definitely think that we are all born with it. I think that if you are lucky enough to have a child that can tap into those abilities easily, you should totally help foster it.
Yeah.
But know that you're going on this journey too. Like maybe you don't see the things, hear the things, feel the things, but if you're open to it, that child is going to turn to you when this stuff starts to kick up. Yeah.
And like you should treat it as a gift.
Correct.
Like it's definitely I can't say talent, but like in a way it is.
It's definitely an ability. Yeah. It's something you can work on. It's something you can strengthen. And, as adults, I know people are going to cringe because meditation is literally the thing that you should really do to try to work on strengthening the connection with some of these things.
The one and like the major one that I've had little things that I can, it's easy to brush some of this stuff off, the gut feelings, I just knew this.
Yeah.
But there was one time where I was meditating and it was like a deep meditation. I was in my apartment by myself. I was laying down, and that's when I know I'm going in. It's when I do lay down meditation.
Yeah. Oh, I'm like gonna fall asleep at some point.
Yeah. And it's like it's solid 20 plus minutes. And all of a sudden I just like sat up. And at the time it was separated from my ex-husband. I hadn't talked to his family in a while. And I knew his sister was like trying to get pregnant. But at the last time I saw them, they're like, no, we're giving up. We're just going to maybe adopt or at least take a long break. So this is like less than 2 months from that, in the middle of a meditation, sit up like, whoa. And I'm like, she's pregnant. And I sat there. I'm like, I know this. How do I know this? Why did this just come to me?
Yeah.
Why do I feel so strongly? And I just felt an overwhelming sense of like joy. I felt like hugging. And I'm just like, and I called you. I'm like, bitch, I feel crazy right now.
I'm always the person that people call when stuff like that happens. So like, it's stuff's crazy. Exactly. And I'm like, what is it? I love this tea. Like, let me get my cup. Hold on.
And I was like, I have a strong conviction that I just know this information. I don't know how I know it. I just know it. And I feel crazy saying this. And you're like, okay, well, let's see.
What is it? And let's be crazy together.
Yeah. And then I was just like, I'm telling you now, because when it happens, because I know it's true.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. So let's fast forward like another 2 months. And I was messaging my ex-husband and we were arranging to like go through some of our stuff. And he's like, by the way, my sister's pregnant. I cried.
Wild. You did cry.
I dropped my phone. I got the chills. I instantly started like, not even just like
Kim K cry.
Yeah. Tears. My lip was going. I was shaking. I'm like, let's go, Ashley. I didn't even mess with your cell phone. I called you directly on your work line. I did not. I was like, she's
going to need to pick up
right now. I'm not risking her silent cell phone somewhere off to the side of the desk.
Because it's always on silent.
I know better. So I called you. I'm like, she's pregnant. And you're just like, But like, again,
that's a really great reenactment of what happened.
Yeah. I was so like, again, it was in the middle of the meditation is really where that came
20 minutes is like the sweet spot on stuff happening in a meditation.
Yeah.
Like that's like anytime something amazing has happened, I've been in it for like 20 minutes. Yeah. I'm like at 22 minutes, wild and happens. It's crazy.
Where you feel like a little bit outside your body or a lot of it outside
like
your
you see
body.
Colors. Like when I really first started to meditate, I used to see purple all the time.
Yeah.
And actually,
I still have.
Shout out to fun fact. I learned something about that. So, again, as I mentioned, he's going to be so excited. He doesn't even listen to podcasts. Maybe he will, because I'm going to plug him again. But I'm the events coordinator for the Lehigh Valley Medium, and he just got a new space.
Yes, he's going to be on this show.
He's going to be on the show.
Yeah, so I'm already announcing it.
So he is doing intuitive meetups where once a month, anybody with abilities, you do have to reach out to us. Like, don't just show up, because I'm turned into a bodyguard and I will tell you to leave. So I'm nice, but also get out of here.
Yeah.
So we do this once a month. And anybody that's interested in learning more about their abilities can come and learn and do the thing. So we had our first one last month, and the mentor that Matt used when he first started to like tap into his abilities and develop things, she came to support him. She wanted nothing to do with like, she didn't want to be involved. She was just there to support and just, help out wherever she might be needed. So one of the things that she had mentioned is when you do meditate and you see purple, you need to continue to meditate to push past that.
Purple.
You're like, your third eye is that color. Yeah. So you're just like, you're chilling in your third eye. If you can get through that, you can experience more. And it is true. I've pushed through the purple, and that's when I was like, shit, there's stuff out here. Yeah.
It's crazy lately because I have been struggling to meditate at that 20 sweet spot minute mark. So my meditations have been shorter, and my purple has not just been a purple dot, but it's like a purple color that goes into a tunnel.
Yeah.
So it constantly goes like big and then to
that's
little.
Exactly how mine started out. You have to ride out through the tunnel.
I know. Usually my brain's like, oh, but this,
because it's a lot. Like you're like, oh my God, this is happening. I'm seeing it. Are my eyes open? Is
my eyes
from
crossed? I feel like my eyes are crossed. Sometimes that's why I have to lay down or I have to put like a face
I have to put a sleep mask on. Yeah. Because my eyes, I totally feel like mine are crossed when I'm not laying down or have a sleep mask on.
And it like makes my eyes almost,
I almost feel like I'm looking at my third eye. Like I'm trying to focus my physical eyes, my spiritual eye. And then I'm probably gonna mess my eyes up, but whatever.
Like another example of something that I felt like I know I have the knowing. I don't know how I have the knowing. You like, I know things. My boyfriend will tell you this bitch be knowing because there's been times where I just say something and he's like, I have no idea how you would know that, or that I was going to say that, or that's what I was thinking in this moment. And I'm just like, I
would love for you to practice more with tarot cards because I really think
and Oracle too. I think would be good.
Anything, any kind of tangible thing that you can focus that energy on.
Well, I do that in my crystal readings. Like when a chakra is not reading properly, I kind of just know where, why, and where. Not exactly specific situations, but in a general sense. I think that's almost
where those cards would come into play. Like if you built off of that, I think you would actually be able to dig in more.
I like that too. Welcome. And then I know you've had this and I've had this, but like premonition dreams, those happen a lot. And I think that's also the knowing, because that's all in the mind. You've had the craziest dream ever.
The dream. The thing that is almost annoying about the premonition dreams is like the ones that I have are dumb. Like I had a dream that my dog got sprayed by a skunk, and like
literally
I woke up and I'm like, what the fuck was that? Like stupid. And the next day Annie and her brother were over and I was like, I'm going to tell you about this stupid dream I had. And as we're standing there, I'm like, ew, what's that burning smell? It smells like something's burning.
We looked around at every outlet to look for an electrical fire.
And my dog had opened up the door because I didn't close it all the way, knocked it open and was hiding under, unfortunately, Annie and her brother under the futon, and he was sprayed by a skunk.
Yeah, because he kept like scratching at his face, and we're like,
and then the smell of skunk really set in. I thought your brother was gonna shit his soul out.
He's still bugged out by that moment. By that one, easily 20 plus years ago.
I was living at my grandparents' house, and it's still free. Like if we mention the skunk, he goes, "Oh," and he like freaks out.
Yeah, that was. Well, we were traumatized because we had to go get some like
because we smelled like a skunk.
We had to go to Petco to get some
People didn't even want to be by us.
No, the lady at the register had her shirt over her nose
and pushed was pretty much like, ma'am, step back. We need these two in and we need them out of our store because it smells.
I washed my hair like 7
It was disgusting. I also, one of the first dreams that I remember that I had, again, dumb. I was sitting at my parents' timeshare in Florida on the not fenced in, the screened in porch. My dad was wearing a red t-shirt. My uncle was there. Never had gone to Florida before that, wearing a yellow tank top. And like the next time we went, my aunt and uncle came with us and we're literally sitting on the porch. And I look up and I'm like, it's such a dumb dream. And my dad was wearing a red t-shirt. My uncle was wearing a yellow tank top. And I'm like, why can't I dream about like my future spouse or lottery numbers or something that is going to be cooler than the color of people's clothes and a skunk situation that I couldn't avoid? Like, whatever. It's
okay. But the one time it was cool was the Baywatch time.
Baywatch was crazy.
We're on this thing one summer. We're like, we just want to watch the weird shit we watched as kids. We watched a lot of Baywatch. Like, let's watch it as adults.
As a millennial was allowed to watch Baywatch as a child, we watch a couple episodes and question a lot because that was way too intense for me to be watching at that age.
So one night we were hanging out at my place, having fun. We were trying to watch some Baywatch and it was just like on like Amazon Prime, but not available.
But it wouldn't work.
We're like, what the heck? So we subbed and watched the movie.
Also amazing. But we wanted the original. We wanted David Hasselhoff running down the beach with his gross hairy chest, glistening with the oil of the California
sun. We wanted the music. We wanted everything.
We totally wanted the music. We didn't even know how bad we wanted the music.
Right? So then the next time we hang out, you were telling me, this was like months later.
Yeah.
We both tried in between.
We could not get it to work.
The months in between. We were like,
freaking
still no Baywatch.
watching Baywatch.
Still no Baywatch. Guess I'll have to be next time. And every time it was still no Baywatch. And then you come over and you're like, yeah, I had this weird dream about horses. And I told my dad about it. He's like, I just saw horses.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, by the way, I had a dream we watched Baywatch. I'm like, get the remote. It's available. I bet you it's available.
She had a knowing.
You had a dream. You had the dream. And it's
I had
real.
the premonition. She had the knowing.
Yeah. And guess what?
Whole thing later, 7,000 seasons.
Hour and a half season opener episode.
Yeah, it was intense. It was like 4 days. Yeah.
It was
a lot.
Intense.
It was
we
like 4 days of Baywatch activities in one episode. It was like, wow, they've literally like lived a whole week in this one episode. It's wild.
Yeah.
We had the time of our lives. I wrote it down to Baywatch Hawaii and then I stopped because it was too much.
We did. We binge watched that whole summer because of it. That
went off on a hard tangent of Baywatch.
We did.
You're welcome, David Hasselhoff. I hope you get the royalties or something.
But yeah, ultimately, guys, we all have some of these. I call them powers because it really shows how powerful we are. It is.
One thing that you mentioned, empaths.
Yes.
Another fun thing. Obviously, if I work for a psychic, I believe in psychics. Yeah. I will go see a psychic. I don't care.
I get it.
Yeah. So I went to go see Flashback for some of the people that will remember John Edwards. Yes, that John Edwards, the one that was on Montel Williams, the one that was on all the talk shows of the 90s, I think, the one that had his own show, that John Edwards. He's still doing this. He started in 1985. That's as old as us.
Yeah. Hi.
Wild. He was like 15. He went to, his mom or somebody had a psychic come into their home to do a reading. And she read him so accurately that he was mad and was like, no one is ever doing that again. And he started to look into these abilities, which ended up strengthening his own abilities.
Yeah.
So it's wild. But he mentioned, and I agree with him, actually. I never thought of it this way, but he had mentioned that he doesn't like the word empath. Like he doesn't like that word mindset in general, because it implies that you don't have control over your own emotions.
Correct.
And he doesn't like that. People should have control over their emotions. If you feel the emotions of others, that's fine, but you should be able to separate that and not let it be all consuming.
And it's good to feel that with the person, but like don't let it consume. He did say, he's like, you're not empathic, you're a highly sensitive person. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, no, I like that because I never want to feel that I'm out of control of my own emotions in that regards. And I never want someone to have that much control over my emotions, most importantly. Yeah. So that was just you'd mentioned that and I didn't want to cut you off, but don't be like, I'm so empathic. You're a highly sensitive person, because saying you're empathic would imply that you don't have any control over things. And don't do that to yourself. You're a powerful person who's highly sensitive and can tap into some amazing abilities. So get it.
Yellow? Okay. I don't remember which one it is. There it is. Okay. That's sorry. You should put me by the button. So
it's okay. It's okay. So I think it's tarot time, which means we're going to take some nice deep breaths while Ashley shuffles their cards.
I wanted to bring my new cards for my pink lovers out there. There's an all pink tarot deck and I love it. Fabulous. It's like hot pink. It's like Barbie pink. I forgot it though.
Oh, next time. Yeah. So we're going to take 4 counts in and 4 counts out. And I really want you to focus on this very present moment. So inhale for 4, starting now. And exhale for 4. And again. Be here right now. Last one. Let it all out.
Oh, you can't see the
cards.
I
can't see the cards. I'm excited to hear about them, though. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle.
No, there's not a lot. And usually they're like flying out.
They fly out.
They're bending. They're literally stabbing me in the finger.
Yeah.
Oh, hey guys. All of you guys are just hanging out. That's why. Literally the trifecta of awesome.
Yeah.
We have the sun.
Yes, which we've been getting so much of.
Thank God. But also, not yay spring, like high summer. Because it was 80 the other day.
Yeah.
We also have strength.
Oh.
and the Wheel of Fortune.
These are all really
They're
good.
all really good cards.
Lots of
Obviously,
yellow.
yes, there's
and
lots
blue.
of yellow and happiness, and this baby is literally riding a horse naked. I
Happy baby.
don't think I want to be on a horse naked, but I feel like it's joyous.
There's so many sunflowers.
Yes, there's sunflowers in the hair. There's sunflowers behind the baby. The strength card, she's literally taming a lion.
Yeah, and lions represent courage and strength in general.
And we have the Wheel of Fortune. So I really think that the message here is just to embrace your power. I mean, we literally just talked about it. And as you guys know, a lot of times the cards, I do feel, reflect kind of the topic of our discussion. But I definitely feel like it's a message to just really like take the world by the nuts, kind of.
Yeah. Grab it.
Listen, my team talks just as dirty as I do. So they don't curse me as much, but yeah. But no, I definitely just feel like the message is really just to embrace who you are, embrace, the abilities maybe that you have, or embrace the abilities that you want to learn more about. Just embrace yourself and know that you literally are in control of however far you take this journey.
Yes.
You can ride it all the way out and try to get all your clairs in order. You can maybe just work on one and really just making that like the thing. But
you should start meditating.
Totally start meditating.
Or at least practicing how to like pause more.
Yeah. I don't care if you meditate for a minute a day until you're ready to add the second minute. Or if you go for a jog and you're in that moment.
Just be present.
Yeah. I've said it before. Meditation isn't necessarily just sitting there.
You've had like your clairaudience come to you during walks when you're just
when I'm just not
in your head
focusing. I'm not in my head. I'm just
being.
Yeah. I'm just there. So no, I definitely feel that, that's the overall message is really just to embrace who you are. Like I'm like feeling it really strongly. I definitely have noticed the more readings I do, I've said to people, I'm like, I want to shake you. Like I'm literally like, your guides are like, so, and I feel that real bad right now. Like just embrace who you are. Don't try to hide it because you think things are weird or people might say something or judge you. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Quite blatantly. Don't be yourself. The world is a gross, nasty place sometimes, and embracing who you are and being yourself is what we need.
Yep.
Unless you're a horrible person. Don't embrace that.
No.
Yeah.
But well, thank you all for listening. That was a great message. I hope, like Ashley said, don't forget how powerful you are and the abilities that you can tap into that you were born with. And as always, stay spiritual.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.